Apple TV Plus seems to have the perfect Ozark replacement, which also avoids repeating one mistake that weighed down the Netflix series. After having a strong 4-season run, Ozark reached its conclusion in April 2022. Since then, the show has not been expanded with potential spin-offs or follow-ups. Since Ozark was an incredible addition to the crime drama genre and was even touted as a worthy replacement for Breaking Bad, many have been craving a similar show since it ended. While there have been many great additions to the genre since then, not a lot of shows have come off as successors to the hit Netflix series. Fortunately, Apple TV Plus has a new show that seems to share many narrative and thematic similarities with Ozark. While only time will tell whether the original Apple TV show will become a worthy replacement for Ozark, it seems to hold immense potential and even fixes one of Ozark's biggest criticisms. It's hard not to see Apple TV Plus' Your Friends and Neighbors as Ozark's perfect replacement. Both shows revolve around men who gradually embrace a life of crime. In Ozark's early moments, Marty is forced to relocate to the Ozarks with his family and run a money laundering operation to keep himself and his loved ones safe. What begins as an easy money-making endeavor soon forces him to embrace a life of crime. Jon Hamm's character, Andrew Cooper, finds himself in a very similar situation in Your Friends and Neighbors. When he suddenly loses his high-caliber finance job, he is forced to immerse himself in the world of crime by stealing from his affluent neighbors to keep himself and his family afloat. Like Marty, Andrew initially resorts to crime only to be able to survive and pay the mounting bills that come his way after his divorce. However, similar to Marty, Andrew eventually feels drawn to the world of crime as it helps him garner the kind of power and control he never previously had over his life. Towards the end of Your Friends and Neighbors Season 1, it also seems like Andrew's wife will eventually join him in his criminal endeavors, just like Wendy joins Marty in Ozark. Since both Ozark and Your Friends and Neighbors walk through the gradual moral decay of families slowly immersing themselves in the world of crime, it would be fair to call the Apple TV Plus show a worthy replacement for Ozark. Your Friends and Neighbors is not as popular as Ozark yet, but it shows immense potential in Season 1 and is scheduled to return with another installment. Your Friends and Neighbors avoids repeating one Ozark mistake. Ozark's main characters seemed a little too immune to consequences. Andrew Cooper, Jon Hamm, high at the club in Your Friends and Neighbors Season 1 EP8. Image via Apple TV Plus. Ozark was often praised for its performances and no-holds-barred approach towards portraying character fates. At the same time, though, it was also criticized for giving the central family too much plot armor. Even towards the end of its final installment, Ozark showed how the birds got away with almost everything without facing any legal consequences. Your Friends and Neighbors does not tread the same path. Instead, it shows how its main character eventually ends up in prison after being a little too careless with his criminal activities. Ozark is still far more compelling in terms of storytelling and instilling shock in viewers, but the Apple TV Plus show could catch up and become a worthy replacement for the Netflix series with its upcoming season.